Hello ad assassins, what's up, and welcome to another amazing video. Today I wanted to show you guys my personal workflow on Facebook so you can really speed things up and get a little more efficient on your workday. What's up ad assassins, welcome to today's tutorial. It's going to be incredible. I got some really cool hacks for you guys that I use for my personal workflow to speed things up. I'm going to show you each and every single one of those in detail so you guys can add that to your daily routine as using Facebook to become one, more effective at Facebook, but also two, become more efficient so you can analyze the data faster and you don't have to spend as much time on the Facebook platform, which is all a good thing. All right, so let's hop into the first one. We're going to go to 3 different hacks. The third one, I don't think any of you guys have seen ever before. The second one, maybe some of you. And the first one, probably half of you. So we're going to start off with the basic one that I use. So we're here inside of our ads manager. We are at the ad set level, which you can see here. These are my 4 ad sets. And you guys, there's going to be a lot of things blocked out. Obviously, this is somebody's account that we're working with. So there are some sensitive information in here that is going to be blocked out. So I'm sure you guys can understand. But regardless of that, I will still show you some really cool stuff inside of here. Okay, so the first trick is to customize your columns. And I know if some of you guys have already done this, this is probably a very basic one. But if you haven't, this is a lifesaver. So right up here in the top section, you see this columns custom section. You can drop down here and customize your columns with this little customize columns button. And once you click that, you can see here there are literally just maybe 100 different options you guys can choose from. And this is important because this allows you to evaluate how the ad is performing from an outside viewpoint without actually clicking into it, without actually getting too crazy in depth to it. All right, so what I like to have is reach, frequency, impressions, amount spent, cost per click, click-through rate. I do like to have quality ranking on here, even though I don't really trust it that much. I like to have quality ranking just for me to see what Facebook thinks of my ad, and CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impressions. So let's go ahead and check those out over here. So as you can see, all of these stats will pop up right here, and we are at the ad set level right now, so there are multiple ads inside of here. This will just be an average of the out view. And what you could see here, so let's just start from the left and go to the right. So you have lead forms. This is how many leads have been generating. This is how many clicks that it's taken. Frequency is your impressions divided by your reach, or vice versa, one of the two. Click-through rate. Click-through rate here is pretty important because this is how many people view your ad and click through your ad. So right now, we're averaging 8.5% click-through, which is absolutely disgusting. That means if 100 people saw the ad, 8.5 people will click, which is a ridiculously high conversion, which was really why you see such lead cost, which is over here. You see a very low lead cost at $3.70 per piece. Or per lead. CPM I like to look at. This is how much Facebook is charging you to show impressions. This is something pretty cool too, to just get a base on how expensive those impressions are really starting to get. Cost per click, how much it's costing you per click. And then you can do your conversion rate by link clicks divided by lead forms. And that is your conversion rate. So as long as you're above 20%, I'm pretty happy. I've seen it up to 40 or 50%. That's when you get really low lead cost. All right. So that's your number 1 trick. Number 2, this is not really a hack, but for you guys that are doing this stuff, again, we have our campaign, our ad sets, and our ads levels. You guys should be notating each of these pretty in detail so you don't have to actually go into the advertisement or into the ad set to see what you're actually targeting, to see what the picture looks like. So maybe on the ad set level, you can put something like where you're targeting, what bid strategy you're using, what audiences you're using, and maybe on the ad level you could put something along the lines of what text you're using, what picture you're using, what color emojis are you using, stuff like that. Again, to let you know what's going on from the outside so you don't have to click in and take the time to actually click into it. All right, so that's tip number one, customize your columns so you don't have to go in and read this stuff, and this will stay here forever. Hack number two, let's hop into it right now. This one is a really, really cool one too, ads reporting. So if you click at the top here and you go over to this ads reporting area, let's go ahead and click in there. All right, so from here we can create custom ad reports. And this is where you can get super in depth. And again, this is somebody's actual account, so you're gonna not be able to see all this information. I'm sure that you guys understand. Let's go ahead and get some actual data here. Okay. Cool. So on this left-hand side, this is where you start to customize things. So you have your breakdowns. Let's go down to see what's important. So you can go by day, week, 2 weeks, or month. I usually like to go by day or week. Let's go ahead and go by week here for this one. But this is a lifetime. So actually, let's go ahead and take this time off. That's what I would do though. For this sample's sake, I'm not going to do the week because I'll have to find an active week and yada, yada, yada. But that's the ones that I like to look at. Now you have a couple of options down here on the delivery to see who is actually interacting with these ads. So watch what happens when I click on age. When I click age, all of these other ones uncheck themselves. Okay, I can't click on them anymore. I can't click gender, so I can do age and gender together, and that is going to show me what age and what gender is opting into my ad, which is obviously super important as well. So let's go take a quick look at this, and I'm actually going to do a whole video. It's called, this week, it's going to be called Advanced Analytics. That's going to be just on this ad reporting section. So if you guys are like, okay, Jared, this is pretty cool, you're going to want to watch that video because it's going to be awesome. All right. So metrics over here, this is where you can choose even more information on here. I mean, just an absurd amount of information that you guys can choose from. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's all there available to you. So you can customize this in your report, and you can save this report as gender and age. So if we scroll through here, we can see that this particular one is 65 plus. This is for females. This is for males. This is for 55 to 64. This is for females. This is for males. The impressions, the reach, the frequency, the result, cost per click, all of this stuff. And again, I don't have very many metrics checked, but again, you can go super, super in depth into it with all of these metrics. And why is that important? Well, that's important because if females 65 and older are converting twice as well as males 65 and older, that might be something you want to target. Think about it, guys. Might be something you want to push your budget into. And that's where you're looking for it here is different trends. Again, I'm not going to go into this one because it will take up the whole video time. So I am going to leave the rest of that for the advanced analytics video that is coming this week. I hope you guys are excited about it. All right. So breakdowns, again, you can uncheck these. If you guys want to play with it a little bit, I recommend going into that. But again, you have region. So this is like the location where they're actually coming from. So if you're doing like larger ad tests, you know, this will be able to give you a narrowed in view of where the leads are actually coming from. A lot of cool stuff. Time of day, which is really cool. Device type. So that means, are they on a cell phone? Are they on a Android? Are they on an Apple? That's a pretty cool insight as well. A lot of cool stuff going on here. Again, I'm going to save that for the rest of the video because I'll sit here and talk all day about it. Okay, last one. This is the one that I don't think anyone has seen before, but it's really, really cool. And it's something that I'm starting to get into and starting to introduce and implement into some of the clients' workflow that I work with. So if you go up here again to the ads reporting and you go to automated rules, this is a very, very cool thing. All right, so there's no automated rules set up in this particular user's account, but let's go ahead and create one. All right, so what an automated rule is saying that if a particular campaign, ad set, or ad does a certain action, and that could be something along the lines of, you know, a budget goes too high or impression goes too high, then you want it to take this action, okay? And let me show you a little more in depth what I mean, because that is probably confusing for most of you. That was not a very good description of it. So let's go automatic campaign. So click this down to all active ads, okay? So all active ads, the action is we can turn the ads off, we can turn the ads on, we can send notification, we can adjust the budget, or we can adjust or adjust manual bid. Okay, so this allows us to basically accelerate, decelerate, or turn items off based off of what everything else is doing, or what type of performance is occurring. So let's say that we wanted to do a turn ads off. Okay, so we're going to say all active ads, the action is turn them off when the cost per result. Okay, so you guys have options here again. So you can see lifetime spend, frequency, results, impressions, yada, yada, yada. Again, what I would do is I would go all active ads, turn ads off when the cost per result is greater than, and this is where you put the number. So this number is going to vary for people, okay? For someone who's doing a small local area that's a 10-mile radius or 25-mile radius, this number is probably going to be larger than a telesales agent that has the ability to do a wide range of areas, okay? I hope that makes sense, because if you're doing telesales, you can get leads a lot cheaper. So let's go, the condition is greater than, let's call it $7, just for example's sake. Is that going to work for me? Yeah, there you go. $7. Okay. So all active ads, turn the ad off if the cost per result is greater than $7. And then you can do the time range. Let's go ahead and add that. There we go. Time range can be lifetime impressions. We don't want that. I just want the cost per result. There we go. Okay, looks like that is a suggestion of Facebook for the lifetime impressions. That's probably a good idea. The reason they're doing that, the lifetime impressions here, they're adding this because they don't want your first result to come in at $8 and then to shut the ad off, which is a good idea because you don't want to base it off of 1 or 2 leads. You want to base it off of 5, 6, 7 leads, and then you can start making some decisions. 1 lead at $7 is not going to tell you anything, literally zero. All right, so you can go the time range, and that could be for yesterday or the last 2 days or 3 days or 7 days, whatever you want, or lifetime. I would not choose lifetime because lifetime after, let's call it 2 weeks, your lifetime average, let's say it's $4 per lead. And then you start generating these at $10 per lead. It's going to take a long time if you've generated 200 leads at $4 per lead, and now you start generating $10 per lead. It's going to take you 200 leads at $10 to hit this lifetime average of $7, okay? So because you've had so much data that's pulling that lifetime average down, again, that's what extends the time frame out to really hit that $7 mark. So you want to be wary of that. So what you want to do instead of doing the lifetime, you want to do like yesterday or the last 2 days or maybe the last 3 days. That's what I like to do for the automated rules, so that you can actually have some real data on what's currently happening in your business that day. I don't really like to do it based off one day because I've seen ads fluctuate where they're $10 one day and then they're $2 the next day. It's the market can be quite volatile day to day, so I don't like to do it on a singular day because when you do it on singular days, you can make some mistakes. So I would go last 2 days or last 3 days. The average is above whatever that may be based off of what you see from your campaigns. Now, you guys should not create automated rules unless you have some data, unless you know what's going on in your area, unless you know what's going on in your ads. Okay, so let's go ahead and do last 3 days. Run this continuously every 30 minutes. You can do that. You can do it daily at 12 o'clock. This is what I like to do. I like to do it once a day and just shut them off. And the rule name, you go ahead and add a rule name here, and you could say shut off ads at $7. Whoops, there we go, $7. Boom, just like that. You go ahead and create that rule, and that rule is now created. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this. So when this is on, this is activated. That rule is activated for all active ads. So please understand that if you don't turn this off and you start testing a new campaign somewhere else, this rule is going to apply to all of your ads. Okay, so remember that, think of that. It does help your workflow a lot because once you have a base understanding of this stuff, you guys can literally implement 5 rules and never have to go in and optimize and check your ads because the rules have now taken over for you. So everyone, when you first start running your campaign, like I check mine every day for the first 10 to 12 days, sometimes multiple times per day to make sure nothing crazy has happened. But with these automated rules, you can implement these into place, and these will now take control of those actions for you, which is absolutely amazing, and it's gonna help your workflow a ton. All right, Assassins fam, I hope you guys enjoyed that and got some killer tips to speed up your workflow. As always, if this is your first visit to the channel and you guys have not subscribed, now is the time because we are putting out fire content 3 times a week for you guys to speed up your workflow, to do all kinds of amazing things on Facebook. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And if you guys have not joined the Ad Assassins Facebook group, you're missing out big time. There's some fire content going down there. I can't even talk about it because it's that awesome. Just go ahead and join. I will leave the link down below. Besides that, have a beautiful Monday. We'll see you this week.